Yeah, so just to start, I'm curious. So, hands up, who's familiar with the Grow model in its original form? So, just hands up, who's familiar with the Grow model? All right, awesome. We've got a few people. So, for anyone that's not familiar, the Grow model is actually one of the more, I guess, famous coaching models. So anyone that goes on a coaching course, probably the first framework or model you'll learn is the Grow model. And Grow stands for, Andy. Put you on the spot.
Goal. So G for goal. What's your goal? R. Anybody know what the R is?
Reality.
What's your current reality? So where are we now? That's what this sign here signifies. O. Anybody know what O is for?
Options.
And then the W. A few takes on the W, actually. Anybody got one?
Way forward.
The way forward is a very common one. Or I think Toby uses will. So what are you willing to go and do? Yes, there's a number of plays on will, but it's really the commitment. What are you going to do next?
We've taken this kind of very familiar coaching model and started to model out what it would look like in virtual reality in this tool called Spatial.
Okay, good. So what we're going to do, there's some on the wall here, there's some steps. Step 2 is here, 3, 4, 5, and then number 1 is right at the end there. So we're going to go over to this end here to step number 1, and then we'll come back. So, anyone want to come over? So what do we think this thing is here?
A goal.
A goal. So we've brought the goal to life, and we're going to bring it to life even more, Toby. So I guess the start of the Grow model is exploring your goal. So can you maybe talk about your goal quickly, and then maybe start thinking about how you would bring that to life? Maybe put some images in the goal or some text in the goal which describes what your goal is.
Yeah, so thank you, Andy. So my goal, I have a lot of goals at the moment, but one that's really, I guess, top of mind is at the moment, my sort of health and fitness, I think, is not at the level that I want it to be. So recently I've been struggling to get kind of into a healthy exercise routine. So I think my goal is to get that back into my life. So let me see if I can find a picture.
What would a healthy routine look like for you?
Did you download these before, or are these just part of? Have you just searched for them just now?
So I've downloaded most of these models off of Sketchfab, and then I've also just searched for some within Spatial. So when you search within Spatial, it usually pops up a bunch of pictures, but if there's a model in their sort of I guess library, it will also bring up a model. Building this, we're getting this really nice imagery of what you believe your fitness, your regular fitness regime might look like. So do you want to maybe just bring this to life a little bit for us? Yeah. Okay. So that's step 1 done. We're now going to move over to step 2, which is right back at the other end of the road here. And if you think about it, this road is visualizing a journey. So where are you right now, Toby? What's your current reality?
Yeah, so my current reality is that I'm running, say, once a week consistently for the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. A factor for my current reality that's influenced that is, let me add an item. It's an item is my house. So I've recently moved home. So about 6 weeks ago, I moved to a new house. So I think that's had a big impact on my sort of running consistency, because I've kind of got slightly different patterns in my life at the moment.
Got 3 obstacles here. Look, there's a fence, which is quite a smallish obstacle. We've got a set of traffic lights, and we've got a boulder, which could be quite a big obstacle. So maybe let's talk about these obstacles and how they sort of signify challenges for you getting to your goal. What are some of the small obstacles you might see? You talked a little bit about your home.
And are you okay for me to add some new obstacles, Andy?
Sure.
Let's see what. So I think an obstacle is like my garden, and my garden kind of represents just like the fact I've got some new like household chores that I'm having to do. So just getting distracted with those really, and that's kind of taking sort of time away.
This part here, we've got 3 roads here. There's 3 roads that are closer to your goal over there of running more frequently. Taking those challenges and those obstacles in mind, think of 3 options.
Yeah, so I think one option on the route is I've got like a friend in the area. Randomly, it came up with this dog, so maybe that's telling me I need to buy a dog to go running with, maybe. So like,
it's an option.
Sort of explore some of the running routes with like a friend. I think the other option is I won't add the objects because it might take a bit of time, but like maybe the time I'm going running, maybe look at a different time to fit it into my day.
Let's move over to here and talk about what's something you think you could commit to then. So lowering that bar, shorter runs seems to be the thing that you were focusing on.
Well, I have like what's interesting is there is I have found a running route, but it's not exactly 5K, which has been annoying me. But because I like to run in circles, so I'm not having to go back on myself. However, the route is like 3.5K. So maybe I could start with just running a shorter route rather than doing the whole thing. I think that will probably make it more manageable, less time, at least to begin with.
Do you think that's something you can commit to?
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
How are you going to signify that commitment?
How am I going to signify that commitment? I'm going to grab this guy over here, and that's my commitment. The running guy.
Awesome. Fist pump.
Yay! Brilliant.